Okay, let's talk about the null hypothesis versus the alternative hypothesis. Okay. Now the null hypothesis is denoted by h sub 0, and the alternative hypothesis is denoted by h sub 1 or h sub a. Okay. Now the general rule is that the null is the statement that the researcher wants to reject or disprove. Right? Okay. So the null is a statement that as a researcher you think that that statement is false. Right? And then the alternative is the statement that the researcher wants to show or establish. Right? So this is the statement that you as a researcher agree with. Okay. Now an important point that need to be said is that the equal sign right, always goes in the null. Okay. So let's look at a couple of example. Okay. Suppose that a friend of yours claims that the average hotel bill to stay in Hawaii for a week is less than $500. Okay. And you want to challenge this claim. Okay. So if a friend came to you and claimed that the average hotel bill to stay in Hawaii for a week is less than $500, your response would be like, I wish, right? But I don't think so. Okay. So in this context, it's pretty clear which statement is the one you want to reject and which statement is the one that you agree with. Okay. First off, let's identify the parameter of interest. Remember that when we do hypothesis testing, we conduct the test on the population parameter. Okay. In this case, the keyword is average. So when you see the word average, you should be thinking about the mean, right? And so the parameter of interest in this case is the population mean, mu, okay? And so the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis are as follows. Okay, the null is a statement that you want to reject. Okay, in this case, is the average being less than $500, and the alternative is the statement that you want to establish, and so You want to establish that the average is greater than $500. Okay. Now remember that the equal sign always goes in the null. And so all you have to do now is to plug the equal sign in here, and you're going to have your null hypothesis and your alternative hypothesis. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and try another example. Okay. Let's say that a machine is supposed to fill bottles with 67.6 fluid ounces of water on average. Right? Let's say you want to test whether this is true. Okay. Again, the first thing you want to do here is to identify the parameter of interest. Okay. The keyword here again is the word average, and so your parameter of interest is the population mean, right? Okay. Now, in this problem, right, you don't care if the value of the mean is greater than 67.6 or lower than 67.6. You just want to test to see whether it is equal to 67.6. Okay. In that case, your null hypothesis would be mu equals 67.6, and then your alternative hypothesis would be mu not equal to 67.6. Okay. Okay. So the choice of what goes into the null and the alternative really depend on the wording of the problem, right? So you have to read the problem and decide which signs go where. Okay.